What's up my friends, David Moss Jr. here, and in this video I'm going to do a very in-depth comparison between the Ice Barrel 400, which is the original Ice Barrel, and the brand new Ice Barrel 300, which is fully insulated. Let's look at both of these and figure out which one is best for you. Now at first glance, a couple obvious things. The Ice Barrel 400 is much taller and a little bit narrower, whereas the Ice Barrel 300 is obviously a little bit shorter and a little bit wider. Cool thing about that is it makes both of these barrels extremely valuable to different people and different body types. The Ice Barrel 400 is going to be better off for people who are a little bit taller, maybe a little bit leaner, and want to get fully underwater easily. Whereas the Ice Barrel 300 is meant for everybody. It's easy to get in, there's a seat at the bottom of it, it's very comfortable, it's very good for first timers getting into ice baths or even cold plunges using a chiller. It's wider, there's armrests, but because it is a little bit shorter, a little bit wider, and requires a little bit less water, it does make it a little bit more difficult if you're taller or larger to fully submerge underwater. And we're gonna get into that in a second. All right, so let's talk about the actual statistics of the Ice Barrel 300 first. The Ice Barrel 300 is gonna stand at 30.5 inches tall, which is just short enough to fit through most standard doorways, which should be 31 inches. So 30.5 inches tall with the lid off. It stands 35.5 inches wide, so it gives you a little bit more width compared to most of the cold plunges or horse troughs that people are using on the market today. And it holds 77 gallons of water. Now the 300 is completely insulated with a polyurethane foam inside the entire thing, from the base to the sides to the lid. Fully insulated. I did a little experiment with just ice and I was very impressed here in Florida at how long the water was able to stay cold. Now looking at the outside, a couple of cool things. If you notice on the sides here, there's handles on both sides, making it very easy for one person, but preferably two, to move it around. It weighs just under 70 pounds dry. It's not too heavy to move around. That's what's cool about ice barrels. It makes it very easy, very compact, very durable, and very easy to move around anywhere you need to move it. On the sides here, you're gonna notice there's two different plugs. These are chiller-ready ports. This is a plug that's gonna seal it, so if you do wanna just use ice and water, you totally can, but if you do decide ever to upgrade and get yourself a chiller, it makes it extremely easy, and I have a video coming very soon on how to install a DIY chiller to the Ice Barrel 300. The bottom port is a standard spigot that comes with the Ice Barrel. That makes it very easy to clean. It's at the bottom, so what that's gonna allow for you to do is anytime you wanna change your water, it makes it very easy. You just open it up, the water's gonna spew out, and then whenever you're ready to fill it back up, you just close that spigot, and then you just fill it back up with water and put some ice in it. The back of the barrel has this little notch here. I'm not quite sure exactly what that's used for, but what I've used it for is when I was filling it up with hose water, I was able to put my hose there, put the lid on there, put the ice in there, keep the water cool, and it wasn't pinching the hose. So I think that's what it's for. I'm not 100% sure, so if you know, please let me know in the comments below. Now we're gonna take a look at the Ice Barrel 400. As you can tell, much taller. This stands at 42 inches tall, so it's almost an entire foot taller than the Ice Barrel 300. But it is only 31 inches wide, which is just about 4 inches narrower than the Ice Barrel 300. So once again, if you're taller and a little bit more lean, this might be a great barrel for you. Plus it makes it a little bit easier to get fully underwater if that's something you're looking forward to. Now the design of this barrel is very similar. They're both made out of extremely durable materials, recycled materials, and they're all made right here in the United States of America, which is really cool. The outside of this barrel does have a little bit more of a grip, so it has that cool look to it. At the bottom, you'll notice the spigots at the bottom. It is not chiller ready, so if you do want to buy this barrel and build yourself a little DIY setup like I've done, you can do that, and I do have a link to a video where I can walk you through that in the description. I'll put it down below. You can check that out. But the spigot is at the bottom, which makes it very easy to drain the water anytime you want to change out and recycle out your water. Now a couple things to note on the 400, it does come with a base to help keep your barrel nice and stable. So if you're putting it outside, if you're putting it on the grass or any kind of surface, it's gonna help keep your barrel stable. That was one of my concerns is, oh man, is this thing gonna tip over? It's full of water, how's that gonna work out? I've never had an issue. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone having an issue. This is a very stable barrel. It's very easy to climb in and climb out. You do also have a stool, which makes it easy to get in and out because it is a little bit taller. You are gonna wanna utilize that stool. Now because this is not insulated, it does make it extremely light, extremely durable, and extremely easy to move around. So if you're somebody who wants to bring your barrel to different places and you wanna fill it up with ice and let your friends try it out, this is a great barrel for you to take around and let other people experiment with ice baths for the first time. Let's talk about some of the key differences of both of these barrels and who these barrels are for. We'll talk about the 400 first. If you're a little bit taller, around 6'6", and maybe a little bit bigger, around 300 pounds or less, the Ice Barrel 400 is gonna be perfect for you. Plus, it's extremely easy to fully submerge underwater in the Ice Barrel 400 because it is taller. Now, if you're not too worried about getting fully underwater, the Ice Barrel 300 might be perfect for you. It's rated for people up to 6'2" and 250 pounds. Requires less water, fully insulated, so it is able to keep your ice water cool for a long period of time. And if you're new to cold plunging or new to ice baths, this one might be a perfect option for you. Both of them are made right here in the United States, made from recycled material, and they're extremely durable, lightweight, and easy to transport. Speaking of transport, one of the things I absolutely love about Ice Barrel, and one of the reasons you hear me talk about Ice Barrel so much, is I'm a very compulsive and impulsive person. I like to see something I like, I want it, and I want to have it as soon as possible. And one thing I realized is most of the cold plunges on the market, there's a 4 to 10 week wait. If you order today and pay for it, you have to wait for it to come. What I love about Ice Barrel is they ship extremely fast. You can typically order one of these Ice Barrels today and have it within 5 to 7 days. And to me, that's a huge plus. And if you do decide to get yourself an Ice Barrel, make sure you use the link down in the description below and my discount code MAUS, that's M-A-U-S, and that'll save you $150 off the Ice Barrel 400 or the Ice Barrel 300. So check that link out below. Now here's the typical way you're gonna get inside your Ice Barrel 400. You're gonna fill it up with water. It's definitely a little bit safer with water in it. Step up on your stool, step down in it, wiggle your feet in there, and then I'm 6'1" and I can easily crouch down in here and get fully underwater. Very simple to get underwater in the Ice Barrel 400. The Ice Barrel 300 is even easier. It's a much larger lid, but it's very easy. You just step right up in here. Like it's stable. Very stable, no sharp edges on the entire outside of this, which I do like a lot. The armrests are nice. You can get super down in here. And what I realized when I had it full of water is if I go cross-legged and kind of slide my booty back, I can get my head fully underwater. I'm 6'1". I would say that 6'2" is probably like the tip. If you're anything over 6'2" and you want to get your head underwater regularly, you are gonna wanna go with the 400 for sure. All right, so in closing, I'd like to say this. If you're a little bit taller, the Ice Barrel 400 is probably perfect for you. If you're new to cold plunging and you're just trying to get your foot in, the Ice Barrel 300 is gonna be a perfect option for you because you can use just ice and it is gonna keep your water cold enough for you to experience the benefits of cold plunging way longer. And that's if you're not using a chiller. If you wanna use a chiller, both options are gonna be great for you, and I can show you exactly how to hook up a chiller in some of the videos that I also have on my channel. So make sure you subscribe. There's gonna be more videos coming out, especially around the 300. I'm gonna be hooking a chiller up to that later on today. So that video will be dropping very soon. And if you're someone watching this video for the first time and you're kind of curious, like why are people even cold plunging in the first place? Here's a few of my favorite benefits to cold plunging that I've actually experienced for myself. Number one, improved mood and mental health. I was facing insane brain fog and I was actually facing a little bit of depression and anxiety. And when I started cold plunging and taking ice baths, I've noticed that that has fallen off almost to nothing. Life is good. Number two, reduced inflammation. So as you guys know, with all the diets and seed oils and so much that we put into our body, there's inflammation that's happening on the inside of our body right now. And I'm not even talking about the inflammation from exercise. That's a whole nother step. But ice baths have helped reduce my inflammation completely, and I recover so much faster. I've also noticed that when I take an ice bath before working out, going for a long run or a bike ride or even a swim, my performance is extremely enhanced. Just ask my friends. They're like, David, what are you doing? And I'm like, ice baths, duh. And then one of the benefits that I truly feel like it's helped is with my metabolism. I love junk food. I know I'm this health nut and I do all this stuff, but man, like I can relate to some of those guys out there who are constantly talking about never skip dessert. Last night I had an entire pint of ice cream, but I feel like I continue to get leaner because I do 1 to 2 and sometimes 3 ice baths, cold plunges every single day. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in my DIY ice bath to close out this video so I can go get a workout in. I hope you guys all have a great day. I appreciate you for watching. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. Like this video, share it with a friend, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If this video was interesting to you and you're curious, how did he hook up a DIY chiller to the Ice Barrel 400? Because I have one and that's what I want to do. I'm tired of putting ice in. Check this video out right here. This will walk you through step-by-step exactly how to do it with a list of everything you're going to need in the description with some kits. So check this video out right here and I'll see you guys soon.